Hi there, this is Sheena Rowlands and today I'm sharing with you my latest layout for Hey Little Magpie, featuring the Pinkfresh Studio collection, The Simple Things. Now I've used some of this before, but I've got quite a few whole sheets, so I'm going to actually do something slightly different with this collection today, and I'm going to pick out all the pinks and purples. So the paper at the top is Life is Sweet, and I'm using the just the pink and white side. It's got flowers on the other, and I'm thinking of using half of it. So that's why I put that piece of paper at the top, just so that otherwise it looks like I've got a massive rectangle in front of me to create on. So I picked out all the bits and pieces and put them in the tray on the left that I think are of shades of pinks and purples. In fact, some peachy bits go in there as well, but I use less of those. And I'm thinking of building up like a column cluster. So that's the idea. I'm just having a look whether I've got enough pieces and enough words and little bits and pieces for me to be able to create what I thought in my mind I would be able to make, if that makes sense. Because when they're all in the tray there, it looks like I've got lots there, but some of them I don't want to use, or the sentiment isn't quite right. So I'm just picking through them. There's definitely some frames there that would be of use colour-wise. So I'm just collecting those bits and pieces at this stage. So what I will say is I would really recommend checking out the Simple Things collection by Pinkfresh Studio. This is the third layout that I've made from this. I think they're all very much, very different. I think it's a really versatile collection in that sense that you could scrap almost anything. And I've still got lots left, so you definitely will see more layouts in the future weeks. Hey Little Magpie stock this collection and lots of others by Pinkfresh and by all the other manufacturers, and there's things being added all the time, so I would really recommend you checking that out in the store. So I've decided that I need to make a start, so I'm tearing the bottom edge here. I'm tearing off as little as possible. It's typical, isn't it? But I wanted it higher at the left than it is on the right, so I know it's not straight. And I've got this piece left, and it's from the centre of one of the pages from a previous layout. And I want to concentrate on the pinks and purples, but I've just seen there's a piece there that might be fitting to use. So luckily it was not in one of the colour bands that I was interested in, so I cut it out first. So I'm actually going to tear a couple of pieces of this paper, just to get the purples and the pinks that I'm after, and I'm going to aim to tuck these in near the top. I'm sure if you've watched me before, you'll find that I'm a little bit cautious, so I haven't even cut the pink paper, the Life is Sweet paper at the top, until I know exactly how long that I want it, because sometimes it's just so annoying when you make a spontaneous decision, but consequently it just takes me a lot longer to scrap. So I'm happy with those. I'm going to see how I can tuck those in either side. You won't see them where they meet in the middle anyway, but I just wanted to add the contrast of a couple more colours so that I could bring in more in the embellishment cluster that I'm going to do. So that blue piece, that is just to remind me of how much makes a 12 by 12. And I'm coming in again with some of the journaling pieces and the frames to try and build up this cluster this time. Now, at this stage, I haven't even printed any photographs. I know the ones I want to use, and there I've done them. So basically, they are just little squares. There's 4 of them. I wasn't sure if I was going to use 3 or 4, but actually, in the end, I used all 4. So I've trimmed the top of the pink paper on with my guillotine, and I'm actually committing to the cardstock. It's just a piece of white basil cardstock that I'm using as the base there, and I'm just trying to work out where I want to add in these pinks and purples. Just putting a bit of double-sided tape on the back, and then I can get it into position, and I'll trim the sides. So I've done that off camera, and then I find a little bit of purple that's left and just tuck in another layer there. So now it's time to start to build things up. That deep purple there particularly is really strong, but I'm aiming to cover that with a photograph. So I'm just having a look what I've got now and how I'm going to get this to work in a vertical column down the page. So obviously this is quite a girly picture, girly layout. I'm going to use pictures of my daughter. I just thought there were so many pinks and purples actually when I started to look. It all started with the puffy words and phrases that I was looking at, and I thought actually they were really nice. And they've got quite like an ombre effect. So I thought that's where the thought process came for this layout. So luckily my daughter was somebody that wore pinks and purples when she was little, or when I was allowed to choose what she wore anyway. And so the photographs that I've picked go really well. They're taken over a year. So they're just a mix of her sort of character and personality. And there's even one of her fast asleep on the sofa. So I like the way that they all mix together. They're good. She's a grown up now, so that for me it's lovely to be scrapping some of these photos. They're not all particularly would be any good on their own. So to mix them all together, I quite like the effect that that's getting. We really appreciate you watching our videos. So if you wanted to subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up, if you've got any questions about the collections that are used in the videos, or about any techniques or anything, actually, we would always answer any queries that you have. So I'm back digging around in the tray, pulling out lots of bits and pieces just to add just a few words. There's some really cute chipboard phrases, so much fun, special moments that actually I could add to this layout. I've also got some flowers that I cut out of the same pale pink paper, the Life is Sweet, but in the 6x6 pad, and then I've just cut them individually so that I can dot them around. There's a few vellum flowers as well, plus some puffy flowers. And also I did a layout with long strips of flowers, and there's a couple of those in pinks and purples as well. So they're all going to get added in if I can find any places to tuck them in. You'll also find there on the right, I've got the small alphabet with the mixed colours, and I'm looking at the one, it's got pinks, purples and greens on. Obviously I'm going to be choosy which ones I pick out of there, but it'd be ideal for making a big and a small title. So the bigger words that I've used is you. So it's like love you, it's got the heart next to that. And at the bottom I've got the word dream, and I'm adding the word big underneath that. So just last few stickers just to see if there's any more spaces. Got some glue dots there so I can lift some of my hand cut flowers out. Very nearly finished. I'm getting to the stage when I need to go off and make a cup of tea and come back and look at it with fresh eyes, because I feel like I've tucked things into all the little places that are possible. I did a little camera and a tag top at the very top. It's a little bit wider as a column than I'd expected when I first started it, but I kind of wanted to get all 4 photos in the end. Still feels like there's lots of white space around, so I'm not too concerned about that. But yet again, I need to have one last look at everything, see if there's any more bits and pieces that I can add. And yeah, there's a few puffy little flowers that could be dotted around just to go with the effect. So I would really recommend you check out this range online, because pinks and purples aren't the first things that I spotted when I looked at it. It's got lots of really nice bright colours in it. And have a look back through some of the old videos to see some of the other layouts that I've made with this collection. So this is the finished layout, a little bit of depth in this one, and the close-ups will follow. Thank you so much for watching. Give us a thumbs up if you fancy. I hope you join us here again real soon. Bye for now.